Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well and thriving. And gosh, I find it that these last few days, the I want to say the energies, the equinox energies, have been for me personally and my family. Three of us are water signs, and we have been feeling the intensity of what's been happening recently. For me personally, I have been triggered a few times, and I'm allowing the emotions to come through. Yesterday, I did not have the best moment. I went very quickly into a pity party, went very quickly into the victimhood in my pity party, and I realized that I went into fear. And part of the fear was in this trigger was currently we are doing a census in New Zealand, and I got triggered and hooked into the system. I got hooked into the fear of this woman who was dropping off the forms. And I realized that it's an old trigger, it's an old fear that came up for me. And basically, in short, when the woman had delivered the documentation to us, I'd had a client. I said to her, look, I can't speak, but thank you, I will look at it. And then she kind of went in and she said, by the way, if you don't do it, you're going to get a $2,000 fine. And I went, and I looked at her and I said, really? Wow. And I could feel my body. I could feel, now this is how I know that I'm triggered. I could feel there was a visceral sense in my body. And I went, wow. Now, how does that happen? Because for me, that feels like a threat. So remember, when we go into an old space of trauma, it feels like we're being threatened. Now, just bear with me. When I was 5 and I was sexually abused, clearly in that moment of being 5, I did not know that it was me feeling whatever I was feeling. But yet, on some level, my body didn't like it. Okay, so when our body doesn't like it, we feel a feeling, whatever it may be. Fast forward to when I was a teenager and I started realizing what had happened, and plus many other stories that and feelings that my body has held on to. Immediately in that moment with this woman, I felt under threat because she had whispered to me. And for me, coming from a background of, being sexually abused and other moments of not feeling safe and under threat, I did not like that. So that then perpetuated to late afternoon, me calling a call center, which involved speaking to a government official. And this woman again I just felt in myself, I felt under threat again. I did not feel safe with this woman because she blatantly was, in my opinion, was rude and disregarded what I was asking her, didn't even want to help me, didn't even want to go into the system to help me. And that's where I went into my pity party and I was triggered. So this trigger had happened in the morning. I continued throughout my sessions with clients, but there was something lingering, and I still felt it within my root chakra and in my sacral. Okay, those two energy centers. And it was fascinating for me because clearly there was something lingering, and it went full circle, full cycle. That by the end of the day, when I phoned this agency, and I spoke to this person on the other side, I was still holding something. And I hope this makes sense for any of you out there that are feeling like you're being squeezed, because I've had a few triggers come up in the last few days. Not ideal. In the moment of wanting to stay within myself, in my heart space, in true divine love and moments of just blissfulness, I can do that. I can hold space. I can come back very quickly. But this was the end of the day, and there was still something lingering. So, in this lingering energy, it feels like there was a drill, and I thought, you know what, I just got pissed off. I went from 0 to 300 in 2 seconds, and I just said to this woman, you know what? It's not okay. Please do not just disregard me. Do not treat me like I am just a number. And clearly this woman, the flip side of this woman working in the environment that she works, she probably gets 100 calls like me a day, wanting to find out where we're at in the system, what's happening. And I just was pissed off, and I just said to her, it's not okay. I said, you know what, you've just treated me like I'm a non-entity, like I do not exist. And I said, I exist and I am part of the system. And I said, you know what, we work incredibly hard in this country. This is me creating a story, okay, me going into victimhood. She did not need to hear my story, but I felt like I needed to be heard. And it was interesting for me because I just said to her, I said, you know what, you have no idea how I'm feeling right now. I said, often I feel unsafe. And this has got to do with something that my husband and I have been working towards in living in New Zealand. And we know that there's systems, guys. We know that there's systems that we've all got to abide to. Yet in these systems, sometimes I have felt that I haven't felt safe in these systems. And you know, when we immigrate, it's a massive big part of our experience where we want to feel safe in a different country. And it's not to say that we haven't felt safe at times, but in this moment, there was this lingering energy. There was this lingering emotion from when this woman said, by the way, you know, if we don't fill in the forms, we're telling you, if you don't fill in the forms, there's going to be a $2,000 fine. I'm like, how does that even happen? How do you want people to be a part of the system, to be a part of community, but yet you're threatening them with money, with finances? So going back to my lingering, my trigger, this is the energy that's being squeezed out of us at the moment, because I'm not wanting to feel under threat. I'm not wanting to just have this purge. So after, when I clicked and I could feel my nervous system just going, and I was like, oh. And then this was this 4:30 call in the afternoon, again, another government official, the agency that I'd phoned, and I eventually said to her, because this is the only way we can take responsibility, in my opinion, I said to her, I'm really sorry for my part in this, but as you can hear, I'm not feeling heard. And when you're just disregarding me, I said, I know you probably deal with hundreds of people like me every day, yet at the same time, I am important. I am important in this country, I feel. I do bring my part. And sometimes it's also important to just hear people. And then she softened, because she got quite defensive in my defensiveness, so the energy escalated. And I said to her, please, just listen. I said, I can only imagine it must be hard in your day-to-day grinding and your day-to-day job, because you're probably hearing so many people like me who are just wanting answers. Where are we in the system? What is happening? How do we move forward? Is there any documentation? Because that's how I started out. And she just said, well, you know what? You just have to wait. You have to wait another year. And I didn't enjoy that, because I wasn't feeling heard. And guess what? My little girl inside of me has not felt heard. Hence, I had a trauma response. Hence, I had a trigger. So I wanted to find out, because I know the energies. I can feel that my body over the weekend was feeling this, I call it almost like pins and needles. And in the pins and needles, I know there's energy that's helping us to shift, and I feel like it squeezes us. And there's 4 of us that live together. We're all water signs. And I could feel that there was something shifting. And I know that when the energy is coming through, that there's something else that needs to be squeezed out of us like a sponge in order for us to go through these upgrades. And I've seen it with my husband. I've seen it with our beautiful friend that lives with us. I've seen it with, because we've all been triggered. My son, also, who's almost 13, just mirrors us. He just gets it, and he just gives back to us. So I thought I'm going to do a channeling and ask the Council of Eight what it is that these, well, you know, I never know what these energies are, but hopefully they can help us. They can share with us what is coming through, and So I'll see you on the other side. Triggers, guys, just triggers. Time to breathe. See you later. We welcome you all today to this moment in reconnection to yourselves. And when we say that this moment in reconnection to yourselves, we know, then we see, and we know and we see that there is many, how do we say this? Disconnections happening to your divine selves. And when the disconnection, and even in Michelle's sharing, when there is a disconnection happening into your divine selves, what happens in the field and what is happening currently in the field of the galaxies and the galactic energy is there is moments of non-harmony. These moments, these energetic frequencies, these shiftings, these non-alignings that are happening is where there are many, 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 many galaxies that are realigning. We will talk about Jupiter, we will talk about Uranus, and what is happening is there are shiftings and there are shiftings and there are shiftings and there are shootings of different energies, and we will give you the picture of bows and arrows, bows and arrows, bows and arrows, and as these arrows of energetic unalignments that are happening, they are being shooted, and we are not making sense right now as we are wanting to share. We are wanting to share how the information is coming through, so we will slow down. Yet, do you notice how even in the shootings that, and there are shootings that are happening again within many different humans who are feeling these in frequencies, and we know that there is a collective of souls that are within this violence, and we are not wanting to share fear, yet in the shootings that are happening, this different energy, and it is extreme, it is extreme, it is extreme. And for those who are sensing of the darkness and those who are not aligning within their heart selves, what happens is the darkness takes over. The darkness takes over. Many, many, many of these young humans who are creating these shootings, we say to you that they have not felt heard. They have not been seen since they were young. So back to these galactic energies, back to the equinox. The equinox, the equinox brings change. You are all feeling at this moment in time that you are being grinded. And this is where the galactic energies and the frequency between Jupiter and Uranus is where there is a pulling, there is a pulling, there is a pulling. It feels like you are being squeezed. It feels like you are being twisted. Many of you are feeling lower back energies that do not feel comfortable. Michelle has been one of them. She has been stretching, and at the same time there is deep-seated anger that she has been carrying that is now shifting and coming through, and it is about finding her voice, yet not projecting onto others, in finding her voice. So it is a time, it is a squeezing, it is a time for nurturing, it is a time for nourishment. Many of these young humans that are bringing these shootings, that are not feeling heard, are in a suppressive energy, and they have not been nourished. They have not been nurtured. So we feel it is important for many of you that are empaths, that are highly sensitive to these different frequencies that are coming through. We say to you that Stay in your truth. Stay in your truth. Stay in your truth. You are being upgraded. Many of you are feeling the intensity. We are feeling as if you are being grinded. You are feeling the energy in your grinding of your mouth. You are feeling the energy in the grinding of the back of the head. As in this upgrade, much will surface. Know that when there is an unalignment, as above, so below, as above, so below, as above, so below. We have said this many times. We have said and shared that there is many disagreements that are happening in the ethers. There are many entities that are in communication at the moment. There are many energies that are non-aligning. There are many moments that we are sensing, and we want all of you who are watching this right now to know that we are holding space. As the Council of Eight, the angelic beings of light, the ascended masters that we are holding space for all of you. Know that this is happening for many of you to be squeezed, to stop the tug of war. Many of you have been in a war for many lifetimes. And in this tug of war that is happening right now, it is happening above. It is happening below. Spirit are working continuously to bring the harmony, to bring the shifts. Yet those of you who are sensitive, those of you will feel as if you are being squeezed. Those of you will feel as if you do not want to be here anymore. Those of you will feel as if you are wanting to align and go back into spirit form. It is not your time. You are here on the ethers for this time. You are here to help. You are here to be seen. You are here to be heard. You are here to have your voices, not from a place of war and anger. So in the squeezing, you will find that you are wanting to go through purges. And as you are going through these purges, you will re-find your center. You will re-find your moment. You will re-find your presence. Please know this. It is a time of disharmony, yet the harmony will be found within your divine selves. It will be found. Please know this. We are holding space for all of you. So it is simple as right now, placing your heart, placing your heart, placing your heart, feeling into the placing of your heart. Your heart is deeply aligned inside of you. And as we are taking Michelle's hands and placing her heart back into herself, there will be tears of joy. Please know this. There will be tears of joy. Many of you are going through this upgrade. It is a time of greatness, and we applaud you. Align into your heart. Align into your heart. Align into your heart. Breath is key. We have said this many times already. And as you are aligning into your heart and aligning into the root of your deep-centered selves, please bring attention into your coccyx and your sacral of your spine as it is being rebuilt, as it is letting go. The energies are being felt, and you are feeling it within your solar plexus, and hence the upgrade is happening. In this churning, in this churning, in this churning, movement is key. Being in nature is key. Groundedness is key. Being on the ground, feeling your sense of self, knowing that you are in the I am. Your spine is being rebuilt. The energy of your spine is being rebuilt. So find your I am. Your knowing is inside of you all. The shifting, we know, is vast and great and huge and humongous. Yet we know that this is the time of the changing. So please align into the base of your spine, and please align with your hands over your heart. And we are going to bring blessings. Allow the breath to move through you. Allow the breath to move through you. Now, energetically, cut cords, cut cords, cut cords for those who are not aligning with yourselves no longer, for those who cut the cords, cut the cords, cut the cords, cut the cords, for those who you may feel are creating disharmony, for those who are feeling the intensity of what you humans would decide and determine who are toxic. So cut those cords to those human beings who are not aligning within your divine no longer. They are too being squeezed. Please know this. They are too from the light. Yet in this moment, we will bring a frequency through for those of you who are feeling that you are wanting to heal in the cutting of the cords. And this is a time for greatness. So connect, 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 connect to those different frequencies, those different energies. And now coming back into your heart center, one more. And see beautiful golden light. See that everything is connected in this moment. As you have cut those cords are still connected, yet the filtration of the vibration will refrequent in a different harmony. Those humans that you have cut cords with, those humans that you have noticed that are not aligning with inside of you, those humans, the energy will shift and change. It is changing, it is changing, it is changing in the shifting, in the willing of knowing that there is more. So now, one last frequency, one last blessing into your heart. We are complete for today. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you, and we love you all. One and all. One and all. Namaste. Sorry, guys. I just, sorry, guys. come back. These are tears of joy. I hope you're feeling it too. Oh, I'm just feeling this huge. I just feel like there was, it just brought me back to my heart center, which is where I want to stay. And I know it's not always easy. So this is fascinating for me because I put a message out on Instagram last night. I'd recorded a message from the Council of Eight, and I went for a walk with my dog, and I was just in nature, and I came back and I thought I'll put it up. And then I ended up spending time with my family and ended up going to bed. And this morning I came to my computer and I couldn't find the message. I couldn't find what I'd shared yesterday and what the message was from yesterday. Just gone, not on my computer. And I now know the why. You know, we're always seeking for the why. And I just felt this morning, I was like, I feel like I'm disconnected. I feel like there's something that needs to shift inside of me. Now I get it. I'm still working on my authenticity, and this is me showing up in my authenticity. So I hope that it has helped somebody in the healing of what they need to shift. And from my heart to yours, I know that love is why I'm here. Love is why we are here, guys. 100% love is why we are here. 150,000%. I love you. Thank you to all of you that are following me, that are sharing this journey with me. And thank you over and above to the Council of Eight for sharing their love and their joy and their kindness and their warmth and their nourishing and their divine selves. I am so, so blessed. These are absolute tears of joy right now. I love you guys. Have a beautiful, blessed day wherever you are in the world. Bye.